Hello, and welcome to our virtual Courageous Faith Vacation Bible School. We are so glad that you decided to join us. Today, we're going to be looking at the first part of our three-part story about Daniel and the faith that he had that God expects from each one of us. As we go through this epic adventure, we're going to discover the exciting story of Daniel, and that, like Daniel and his friends, we also can trust God always to take care of us. Today, we are going to learn about the captivity, the very first part of this story. This is a story about a terrible event, an evil king, and 4 men who put their trust in God through it all. As we explore today's Bible lesson, we will discover that even though we face challenges in this life, God is with us wherever we go. Hey guys, we are so excited about VBS and we're ready to get some songs. So what we need you to do, stand up. Parents, you too, other adults, we see you. We need you to stand up, join with us as we sing a couple of VBS songs. Doug, take it away.
I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the wonderful love of the blessed Redeemer way down to the depths of my heart. Where?
Down in the depths of my heart.
Where?
Down in the depths of my heart. I've got the wonderful love of the blessed Redeemer way down in the depths of my heart.
Where?
Down in the depths of my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. What's our next song?
All right, let's get ready to march in the army.
Okay, so, salute.
Yes, sir.
Marching order, sir.
I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir! I'm in the Lord's army.
Yes, sir!
I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir.
And you know what, Doug? I think we have one more song inside of us ready to go. The song that we're going to use to theme our entire VBS. And
right.
What song is that?
My God is so big.
So big.
So
He doesn't
big.
even fit in this camera screen.
That's right.
Here we go. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do.
The mountains are His and the valleys are His and the stars are His handiwork too.
My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do.
For you.
Thank you, Doug. We're so excited. You guys, you can go ahead and have a seat. We have more songs coming up tomorrow, but right now we're going to go ahead and jump into our story.
Jehoiakim had been king of Judah for only 3 years when the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, attacked Jerusalem. King Nebuchadnezzar conquered the holy city and took many sacred objects from the temple and took them home with him to add to the treasures kept in the house of the king's false god. In addition to the sacred treasures, the conquering army took many prisoners along with them when they left Jerusalem. King Nebuchadnezzar commanded his chief of staff to bring into his palace young captives who could serve in his court. These young men needed to be strong, healthy, good-looking, and well-educated. To show his favor to these young men, and to keep them well-fed, the king ordered that they receive food and wine each day that was prepared in his royal kitchens. Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were 4 of the young men chosen, all of whom were from the tribe of Judah. The chief of staff renamed them with Babylonian names. Daniel was called Belteshazzar, Hananiah was called Shadrach, Mishael was called Meshach, and Azariah was called Abednego. Even though Daniel was selected to serve King Nebuchadnezzar, he wouldn't eat the food from the king's kitchens because it was forbidden by God. To refuse the king's goodwill was a bold and potentially dangerous move for Daniel, but the chief of staff liked him. While he was willing to let Daniel eat different food, he worried that this diet would cause Daniel to become unhealthy. He said to Daniel, "The king will kill me if you get weak and sick." Daniel spoke with the attendant who had been appointed by the chief of staff to look after Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. "Please test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water," Daniel said. "At the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men who are eating the king's food. Then make your decision in light of what you see." The attendant agreed to Daniel's suggestion and tested them for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and stronger than the other young men who had been eating the king's food. After this, the attendant fed the 4 young men only vegetables and water. Because the young men's decision honored God's law, the Lord blessed them with wisdom and understanding. Daniel was given the special ability to interpret dreams. When the training period ordered by the king was completed, the chief of staff brought all the young men to King Nebuchadnezzar. No one impressed the king as much as Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, so they were brought into the royal service. Whenever the king consulted them in any matter requiring wisdom and balanced judgment, he found them 10 times more capable than any of the magicians and enchanters in his entire kingdom.
Well, hey! Who is that masked man?
Oh, hi, Joe Bob.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bigfy. Sorry, my mask fell off because, little bitty ears.
Oh, I see. I just came over to bring your packet for VBS.
Oh, my packet? Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my parents are going to miss me.
What's happening? This is the week that your parents go off to Central America next week, isn't it? And they're going to be building a church there.
Yeah, that's right. You know all about it. I told them to stay home because, well, I'm mission enough. But I'm not as much in charge as I thought.
While your parents are gone, I hear that you're going to be going to a very nice boarding school for the gifted. And they only take the very, very best students. That's quite an honor, Joe Bob.
Yeah, it is. Go figure. My friend Mandy says I'm not gifted at anything except making her roll her eyes.
Well, you are good at that, Joe Bob. But I think you may be surprised. God gives gifts to everyone who seeks Him.
Good. I may need divine intervention. I'm used to lots of Christian friends and teachers, so I'm going off to a place that's kind of scary. Whew. But I won't be alone. My friends Hannah, Michelle, and Zach, they're going with me because their parents are going with mine to Central America.
Wow, it sounds like you're going to be on a mission of your own.
Yeah, huh? My dad sat us down and told each of us to remember whose child we are, that God would be with us the whole time, and we need to be a good example. No matter what the other kids did, he thinks God might use us to reach some of them.
Wow, it sounds like your dad had in mind our first lesson in VBS, which is the Captivity.
Well, what's that about?
Well, it's about a time many years ago when the powerful king of Babylon conquered Jerusalem, and he took many captives back to his kingdom, far, far away from their home. Out of these, he chose 4 who were especially talented and honorable to be trained and to serve in his court. And those 4 were good friends, and we know them as Daniel and Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego.
Abednego? That sounds like to bed we go. I'm not ready for no nap. I want to hear the rest of the story, not about beds.
Okay, that's Abednego, but that wasn't his Hebrew name. That was the name given to him by the king, Nebuchadnezzar.
Since that king is changing names, let's just give him a normal one that people can pronounce, like Old King Nez.
Oh, I like that name, Joe Bob. Anyway, the 4 friends remembered they were children of God while they were there. In all they did, they were good examples. They didn't eat and drink things that they shouldn't. And in time, because of their faithfulness and a few hair-raising adventures along the way, old King Nez came to know God and declare that everyone in his kingdom must honor the God of the Hebrews.
Oh, wow, that must be hard for them, but not even old King Nez could be against them if God was on their side. That's a pretty good VBS lesson right there, Mr. Bigby.
That's a good point, Joe Bob. I have a feeling you are going to be just fine when you're away at that new school. Just remember whose child you are. See you online at VBS.
Bye.
Bye. See you, Joe Bob.
Thank you for providing us such an awesome lesson. I really appreciate that. At this time, we're going to take a break, watch a quick quiz video, and while that video is going, it is snack time. Super excited. There is a snack available to you in your box. If you'll get that out, you can enjoy that while we watch this video. And parents, if you want to be going ahead and getting the craft supplies out and ready to go, that'll be the next thing we do after our snack time is over. Parents, at this time, as we are about to switch over to our craft time, we just want to give you a heads up. If you feel like the video is moving just a little bit too fast and you need to take a break or pause it, please feel free to do that. As we go through this video, pause it wherever you need to, finish up that step of the craft, and then continue on. We look forward to you enjoying this time.
For today's craft, we're going to be making a basket full of vegetables, just like Daniel ate. So keep the commands of the Lord your God by walking in His ways and fearing Him. Alright, as we start our craft, today, if you have tape on hand, you can go and get some tape because that makes it a little bit easier to do one thing, but you don't have to have it. So take out your craft bag, and we're going to make a little basket today, and we're going to put our vegetables in it. And what you're going to need to do is, once you separate your supplies, the first thing is to take the half of your basket. You're going to place it on the bottom half of your little plate that's already got the holes punched out for you, and you're going to find a way to secure it. Now, if you want to put a little glue, you can. I find that the glue dots work very well on securing it. Whatever you have on hand, or I think you'll have some glue dots in your little bag, and get those out. Or if you want to use your glue stick, you can put a little glue on it, but just take this, and it's just to secure it so that we'll be able to get our yarn through our basket. Alright, the next thing you're going to do is take your yarn, and some people like to wet this just a little bit to get it through the holes. I like to put just a little tiny piece of tape. So if you've got some tape around, you can get a little piece of tape like this, wrap it around the very end of your yarn, and it kind of makes like a little shoestring where you can thread it real easily. And this is going to be like a little door hanger that you can put up on your door. Start from the back and just begin to weave it through the holes like this. It goes through pretty easily, but make sure you start through the back and then go around all of your holes. Just like this. If your tape comes off, you can always put another little piece of tape on it. I think mine came off, so I'm just going to take another little piece of tape and tape it. Or if you have some scissors on hand, you can maybe cut, if it frays, you can cut it off a little bit. Okay, pull this through like this. It's kind of like weaving a basket a little bit. All right, when you get to the very last, punch it through like this. And you might want to, after we tie it off, maybe cut, just kind of take it, tie a little knot. We have scissors handy. There we go. Tie a little knot just like this, and then just cut. Cut right here. Okay, and then the next thing you're going to do is take your vegetables, and we'll place our vegetables in our basket. And vegetables are very nutritious for you. They make you very strong and healthy. All right, and then our verse, so keep the commands of the Lord your God by walking in His ways and fearing Him. Makes you very wise. So we're going to secure this, and you can use glue, You can use a glue dot, if you have tape handy, whatever you have handy that you like to do your crafts with. Which you do have some, a glue stick would be just perfect. And there you have it. You've got your little basket, and it's going to end up looking like this, and you can hang it on your door.
I hope you guys had a lot of fun putting that craft together. And parents, now is the time for us to kind of take a break from our video. Inside your pack, you should have found a family devotional. And if you would like to do that now, you can pause the video right here and have a quick small devotional and a Q&A session with you and your kids. Enjoy some time together in God's Word and discussing the story of Daniel together. Once you finish that up, you can restart the video and we'll have our closing wrap-up thoughts and we'll get excited for tomorrow. What an amazing day of VBS. I hope you guys got just as much out of it as I did. I want to go over real quick and help us remember our big idea from today. I love that today's big idea reminds us that even though we face challenges and trials in this life, God is with us wherever we go. And do you know what that means for our lives? It means that even if we, like Daniel and his friends, are in difficult situations, we can still be witnesses for God by holding tightly to our faith and standing bravely for what is right. Well, that wraps up our study for today, but tomorrow we have a whole nother day of VBS, and we look forward to seeing you then. Tomorrow we're going to be studying about the fiery furnace and Daniel's friends and looking at their courageous faith in the face of the flames. We look forward to seeing you then at 5 o'clock tomorrow. See ya!